Hi everyone, it is Miss Duna here and welcome to your second ASL assembly of summer term 2. I hope you are well. It's Tuesday the 9th of June and we've got lots of exciting things to talk about today. So always we start with our thinking point. Our motto is obviously no limits, and last week I talked to you about the idea of resilience and I told you all about my running journey. So I just wanted you to reflect on, when did you show resilience last week in our virtual school and beyond? Was it in a certain lesson? Was it maybe a live lesson that you were possibly nervous or not feeling going to and you went? Or was it something outside? Maybe you've been trying a new workout. I know some of you have been trialling some new home workouts and stuff on Zoom and stuff like that. So when did you show resilience last week? But also, which subjects are you proud of your work in? Lots of your teachers email me all the time and they say how proud they are of you, but are you proud of yourself? And just reflect for a minute, which subjects are you proud of your work in? Is it a piece of coursework you did, a piece of artwork you've done? Is it even a recall quiz that you managed to absolutely smash, maybe in English? Have a little reflect of those before we move on. Feel free to pause the video. So, I said exciting things are going to be talked about today. Well, they're going to be hinted at today, at least, some of them. But there are some really, really exciting things coming up for Year 10 students at Aldersley. And all I'm going to say is keep your eye on our Year 10 team page. Loads of you are on there. Loads of you vote in our polls and on our quizzes and challenges, like the music challenges that we do, which is brilliant. If you know that you have a friend in year 10 that doesn't go on this page, can you please message them ASAP and say make sure you're keeping your eye on it, because when things get announced they obviously go on here first. So if you want to be the first to know some of the exciting things that are coming, make sure you've got your notifications on for this page and you're keeping your eye on it. I will give you a little hint at some of the things now. So here's a couple of hints. The first one is a tweet from Miss Pritchard. She also shared this on the Year 10 Teams page. She had a really exciting parcel delivered. What do you think it is? Some of you guessed right, and she actually revealed the answer on the Year 10 Teams page. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go onto our Year 10 Team page and you will find out exactly what's in the box. The yellow writing in the middle, Year 10 subject takeover, this has been discussed on yesterday, on Monday, and you'll see all become clear at 1:40. But all I will say is I'm going to be delivering a whole year group lesson at 1:40 today, so make sure you are on there. Again, if your friends, don't maybe they fall asleep or they decide to go on their Xbox in the afternoon, whatever, get them on, because we want to get everyone in year 10 on this afternoon for a really special English lesson. And there's a little picture of Aldersley there. Yeah, I just thought you might miss it. I don't know. So, one more thing just to mention as well is our Go for Gold challenge. Now, loads of you are getting ticked off and you've turned gold in lots of your subjects now. So a huge well done. In case you've been living under a rock or you've forgotten what this is, obviously we've set a challenge for year 10 to go for gold, which basically means that in all their subjects on virtual school they're trying their best. But it wouldn't be Aldersley if we didn't give you rewards for doing that. So obviously we've got rewards of early lunches, which loads of you have now won. So when we get back to school, loads of you are going to be having early lunch together for a week instead of going to form. We've got pizza parties planned, and some of you again are starting to win that pizza party. Not too many yet, but there are a couple. And the last one, no one has won yet, which is shopping vouchers. And I just want to remind you that shopping vouchers can be emailed to your email address via the school. So you can spend them at home during lockdown. If you're bored and you want to treat yourself to something, it's a perfect thing, but no one's done it yet. So let me remind you how you get there. So obviously I've just snipped this from the Go for Gold spreadsheet, which is available to you, and I show it you throughout the week on our Year 10 Teams page. If you haven't got the message already, you need to be on there as much as you can between your lessons. These are the final 10 challenges, so have a little look at these. These are the things that are going to get you a shopping voucher sent home, and these obviously are the more difficult challenges to do, which is why they get you a shopping voucher. So have a think if there's any you could do maybe this week. I know, for example, Seneca is quite easy to blitz if you can just do it on your phone. Maybe when you're having a bit of downtime on a night, or you want to top up some maths, for example, for challenge 12. Whatever it is, Seneca's a really easy one to get ticked off, isn't it? There's some more challenging ones. So like challenge 11 is a past paper, a paper 1. These are readily available. We've sent the copies home. You can also email your teachers and ask for a copy if you'd like. But all of them are completely doable. So if you're thinking, I don't know how I'm going to get to the end and get myself a shopping voucher sent so I can treat myself, this is how you do it. So have a little look, feel free to pause the video and have a think about which ones you can get ticked off. But I would say keep your eyes peeled on our Year 10 Teams page, because we're constantly turning students gold, and you'll be able to see this all the time as well on there. So as always, I wanted to highlight some lesson superstars this week, and there are always loads to choose from, but I do get a lot of this from Twitter, so if you want on Twitter, don't forget we are on there as AHS Year 10, and we have loads of engagement on there from staff, from students, and I know from your parents and carers too. So the first shout out has to be to Abdul. Abdul is consistently top of the leaderboard, it seems, and that is always a brilliant thing to see, but I think sometimes we take for granted the hard work that puts Abdul at the top of that leaderboard. So I'm really happy that his English teacher, Miss Williams, showed us why. This piece of work was taken from Friday's English lesson, so that extract you had when it was really difficult, actually, you were exploring Edgar Allan Poe's description of his ship in a whirlpool. Look at that work that Abdul's done, and that isn't even all of it. It's absolutely brilliant, and this is testament to how hard he works and how brilliant he tries on virtual school, and that is the effort levels that we love to see. So big well done, Abdul, you're working so hard. We've also got our Linguist of the Week, which each language teacher nominates. So big well done to Ellie, Zach, Ali Sham, Stevie Lee and Candice, who have really impressed. I know you guys are raving about the live lessons you're having in MFL, so keep the feedback coming. Mathematicians of the Week sent by Miss Keogh. A huge well done to Neve, Ali Shan again, Josh, Daisy, Matthew, Rio, Sean and Stevie Lee again. Huge well done. You are shining in maths. It's all to play for this week. These get sent out on a Friday, so let's see who can win the awards at the end of the week. Okay, as I just mentioned as well, we have now our live lessons, and I hope that you've all managed to enjoy some live lessons in all of your subjects now. There's a few people that I just wanted to highlight based on these, because they can be daunting, because it is the closest thing to being in the classroom, isn't it? And it's got that feel that you could get asked a question, and you can be put on the spot sometimes in some of the lessons, and that's brilliant for your learning. It's going to make sure that we're pushing you still. So I just wanted to highlight some students that have been shining in those, even if they found it daunting to start with. So the first one is Miss Farah's live lessons. I know she's been doing loads, so well done to Jem and Beth. I know Miss is really proud of you. As well in maths, Miss Jeffries has been doing live lessons too. She's bought herself a whiteboard and has been showing it off on Twitter. So if you're in Miss Jeffries' maths class, I know loads of you go on to that, but make sure you keep going on to see her fab whiteboard work. Also, Mr. Betchy, she's really fab at putting what she's going to be going through on Twitter. So if you're ever wondering what she's going to be looking at, you can see. So I know she did a live lesson at a certain time on one topic and then another on another topic. So that's really useful. And Miss Nuttall's kind of summed up what we all think about these live lessons. You really motivate us. Like, obviously as staff, it's new for us to be working at home via a laptop all the time, and we really miss you all. It's not the same at all being at home, and Miss Nuttall summed it up that the live lesson is just brilliant for making us feel like we're there with you, and just keeping us motivated as well. So I think that's Sophie's handwriting, isn't it? So big well done, Sophie, and everyone in Miss Nuttall's Year 10 lesson. But there are more of these coming, so keep your eyes peeled. Your teacher may schedule them so you know that they're coming, or it may be you pop onto that lesson and your teacher goes live for 10 minutes to explain knowledge or things like that. So always keep your eyes peeled, and we'd love to hear your feedback, how you're finding them. So obviously in your special team that you're in with a member of SLT or myself, please let us know when we do our catch-ups every week how you're finding them. One more shout out, which doesn't really fit into lessons, is to Umu. Obviously with the events of the last few weeks, Umu has been really passionate in her opinions about Black Lives Matter, and she wrote a poem, and I just wanted to share it with you, and I hope I don't butcher it when I read it out, Umu, but it is absolutely beautiful. I bet we all thought Rosa Parks would be the last, but since then, racism has gone up fast. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. As a black Muslim woman, a smile was always managed to be summoned, always seeing my family be judged by the colour of their skin. But knowing you can't change that. It runs in the generations of kins. Why should we be judged for what we look like? I can't wait for the day we hand a black person the mic. We'll see all the pain and horrors they live with each day. But we're waiting on them to hear their say, scared to stand up for their rights, scared they'll be caught up in this police brutality fight. Why can't we all just get along? Make us all be heard as one song. Let all our voices be heard. Be the strawberry jam to our lemon curd. Be the beans to our toast. Stop the fighting over coasts. Put an end to police brutality, and let's bring the world to reality. Open your eyes and see this year should be an opener. Why should George Floyd's families be left to clean up this clutter, left to clean up this huge mess thicker than a chowder? They deserve justice. So everyone say their names louder. We won't rest until justice is served, and the subject of racism is no longer just curved. We won't rest until the world is able to embitter and understand that black lives do matter. Thank you, Umu. So a bit of praise to end with today then. Obviously we've got some fantastic students this week doing brilliant things, whether it's Umu's beautiful poem, whether it's Sophie really motivating Miss Nuttall in her history lesson. But these are the students with the top points, so I've already spoke about how fab Abdul is doing, but a big well done as well to Kaylee, to Sars, to Ruby, to Matthew B, to Leah, Sophie, Alex T, Eniola and Amelia. And these names don't surprise me. I see you online loads, engaging in those live lessons and submitting some brilliant work, so well done. Again, the top form is Mrs Thomas's form, so well done if you're in her form, you're doing her really, really proud. Okay, on to my student of the week then. So my student of the week is a student that I knew a little bit at school, but I have got to know really well on virtual school. They make me laugh. With their funny stories that they tell me, they send me highlights of their day, but also they are working really, really hard, and I feel like they've upped their game recently. They're always respectful to members of staff. If they know they're going to be a bit late because they've got a catch up with me, they'll let them know, and they are not afraid to say when they need a bit of help as well, and that's really, really important. So my student of the week this week is Fatima. Well done, Fatima. And if you haven't seen already, Fatima has posted yesterday an update of her chicks that have recently hatched. I've said she needs to name one after me, but we'll see, Fatima, if you do. And the head of year student of the week then. So this has come from Miss Thompson, who has been in correspondence with loads of you this week and knows how brilliantly you're all doing, and I know she loves catching up with you on the phone. So she would like to give her student of the week to a student who is always online, always bubbly, always there in discussions, whether it's on happiness hour or any debates that we have on our page, and they're just an all-round brilliant student who is absolutely thriving on virtual school. So a huge well done from Miss Thompson to Sajanvia. Well done, Sajanvia. You were making us laugh on Friday with the song battle as well. And that just about draws us to a close for today. I am going to stop now because in a very short amount of time you're going to be hearing my voice for about an hour, because as it says in yellow, it is the English Poetry Masterclass today at 1:40. Your parents have been emailed about it and we've obviously posted it on the Year 10 page. So head over at 1:40 to the Year 10 subject takeover page. Don't go to your normal English teacher because they'll just ping you over to there anyway. And we're going to have a whole year group lesson, and I'm going to be choosing a poem based on your voting that you did on the Teams page last week to analyse. So this is why it's super important you're keeping your eye on there, because you'll get to have a say in what we look at. With that in mind as well, let's just think about the final thinking points for the next week. How can you make the most of the live lessons? So you're all going to be on mine shortly. Is it that you need to make sure you are setting an alarm when you know you've got one? Is it that you need to make sure you've got a pen and paper to hand at all times if the teacher says something you want to make a note of? Is it that you just need to have the confidence to ask questions or suggest ideas? Whatever it is, I'd love to hear if you have any kind of resilience that you show over the next week, because I know they can be challenging. And which Go for Gold challenges can you complete? So is it that you need to make sure you do a past paper? Are you neglecting Seneca a little bit? Keep an eye on the Year 10 Teams page and you will see which ones you're missing and which ones you need to get your rewards. With that then, I will leave you to have your lunch before I see you at 1:40 for our Poetry Masterclass. See you there.